Good day everyone, this is John Bart, Hobmas Prime Reviews. As always, wishing you all the very best. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe and click that notification bell, please, for latest content. And also feel free to join the Facebook group and the TikTok group, Hobmas Prime Reviews. As you can see, so glad to be back with another gunpla review. This is the HG1144 the HG1144 Gundam Heavy Arms scaled kit model of the XXXG-01H Gundam Heavy Arms Colonies Liberation Organization mobile suit. As you can see, they're fighting some, I believe it's Leos, and there's Sandrock. It's pretty amazing. As you know, these are kits, and if you've seen my other review which is on there, which was this bad boy, which I hope you have, which is still probably one of my favourites. I love this figure. Apart from its flight mode, I could never suss that one. It was a bit pants. But one day, I maybe suss it. But as you can see, this is Heavy Arms all built up. It came with the same as, I'll show you in a minute, it came on all the bits and bobs, the little... oh, what do you flipping call it? The little sprue things. I don't know. Little plastic tray, should we say, with all bits and bobs on it. And as you can see, he's fully articulated. We'll get around to that in a minute, and he looks awesome. I haven't done any panel lining yet because I'm collecting them first, and I'm going to get all the Gundam markers for detailing and everything later on. But as always, let's start with the packaging. As you can see, there's an awesome... I mean, the artists on this just deserve a medal. They're fucking brilliant. So beautifully done. As you can even see the heat from his Gatling gun. Looks really, really good. And it says here all the bits about Cosmic Group, blah, blah, blah. Do not eat this, I'm guessing it says. It says Gunpla, Bandai, Hobby Center Quality. And it says no glue required, which there isn't. And it's all bits and bobs. It's number 236. It's Gundam Heavy Arms, made by Bandai. And it shows you all these bits and bobs here. And it does come with extra hands, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So we'll get into the box. I got it from what they called Kick Attack. Came with a booklet. Came with this, but I did notice it comes with some of the bits that were for Sandrock, but these were extra. I've ended up with like extra bits that are not. That's the one issue I had. There's extra bits which weren't on the instructions. It's got an extra set of hands, so like the thumb sticking up, the hand hold. You can make them do a thumbs up, but it's for holding Sandrock's swords. But basically, it's the same bit. But I don't know if. Comments down below if you could tell me what these bits are, because they've got two of them. I guessed it was for like some sort of knee or elbow, but I thought, nah, it can't be because he's built up. I followed all the instructions, and it came on all these different coloured bits and bobs. As I'm going to get to now, I'm going to show you. Get these out of the way. He came with some bits and bobs to make extra hands, which I'm going to show you because I had issues with these. I couldn't get the backs on, but as you can see, it comes with, let's get a bit more light in it, there we go, it comes with focus. We're having this issue again, it's been a div head. There you go. It's got an extra hand, but obviously these back bits go on his hand, but it didn't want to go on for me the other day when I was building it. Oh, but it has today. Miracle of the camera. So maybe it was just one side's a bit dodgy. Maybe I needed to file it down. Oh no, there we go. Awesome, 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 awesome. So it's got some nice hands. So I'll get you to show them in a minute. And I mean, obviously this I've got Gundam Zero. What do you call it? 01, I've got that here, but I haven't. But obviously, he didn't come with any extra hands, which was a bit of a bummer. But his hands pop out, and you can swap them on, but it's very loose, so I wouldn't recommend it because obviously it's made for Troa's Beast in the back. But please feel free to check out my review for this. I am going to be sorting out my playlist channels, because I need to sort it out, because for some reason, unless I'm on my laptop, it won't let me create a playlist. So I am going to sort out a new playlist, and it's going to be solely for gunpla. So I will show you all the gunpla bits in the bit. So as you've seen us spinning around for a bit, let's get on to the bad boy himself. So as you can see, it's freaking awesome. You've got, let's turn this light off on his face. You've got some detail there, which looks freaking awesome. And unlike my Gundam 01, it doesn't, he has independent. I don't know whether it's just because maybe I assembled that wrong, but the instructions didn't say to do it any different. On heavy arms, you have to split it, which makes more sense, so you can move one leg and it's like the skirt moves. And that still goes out the same. It's very similar to 01, but you know, it looks pretty good. I mean, it's got the nice, try and get some detail there, it's got the nice stickers that were fiddly as always for the front camera. It's got the sticker for the eyes, it had some stickers that go on the legs there, which look pretty good. Even had some stickers that went on the side, so they have give stickers even for the back bit, the skirt, which does move, so if he wants to let out a robo fart, there you go. And he does have a backpack. As you can see, his Gatling gun does mount onto there. And as I said, now I've sorted his hand, let's see what he looks like. See, it's a bit floppy in his hand as well. It's see, it probably is the same, so you probably could use it in your other Gundams if you've got extra. But not being awful. It's nice that they give you these options, as always, they're great. But the normal fists will do for me, because you always see him just punching, shooting, don't you? So it's all good. As you can see, he does have his shoulder missile launchers, and you can close them. They're hinged. I mean, I need to do some panel lining on there, and they do click in nice and snug on that side, but this side just pops shut. It doesn't flop open. The chest Gatling gun, I mean, just look at that detail. It's freaking awesome. But then you close that. Close that. The only issue I had, the stickers on the chest, if you touch them, they move. If you fiddle them, your hands are warm and you touch them, and just touch it like that, it doesn't. But obviously, if you're good with a Gundam line marker, panel lining marker, you can do that yourself. And as you can see, he does have his blade, which as I say, get hold of a marker, I'm gonna make nice and shiny. But it is articulated, it flips forward and back as it does in the show. And he does have his calf missile launchers, so he's pretty sweet, you know what I mean? As always, the articulation on these are second to none. They're proper action figures, models. You can do what you want. If you're a photographer, I bet you could do some decent stuff with it. I mean, it does pop off a bit if you do, because you can have it so it's not fully down, so you can articulate him a bit, but to be honest, it's a bit pointless because it just comes off the ball joint, so you can see get the ab crunch. So I just let the legs do all the work. I mean, look, you can just get him in some poses. He is freaking awesome. He is so articulated, it's amazing. But as always, heavy arms, one of his main appeals is he's heavy armed, he's heavily armed, and he does have his Gatling gun that mounts on his arm. As you can see, he has the handle that pops out. I'm going to show you it fitted in a minute, and he does have his Gatling gun that spins. So it would have been nice if they gave you the option, because I know later on when like Troa goes into space with the rest of them, he gets the double-barreled gun, which would have been nice if they gave you that, but obviously they have, most likely. I do believe I saw somewhere that they have, but you obviously have to pay for a different model. I'm just going to trim this off. I just noticed I have a little bit of a mark there. I'll sort that later with some more finely tuned sanding equipment. Don't want to damage it. But as you can see, it's got the gun, and I'm going to show you thus how it fits onto our heavy arms. So literally, they didn't make it so it could click in. It's plug and play. You just drop the hand. There's nothing in there for it to click onto. It just literally holds on. And that, because as you can see, there's nothing in there, pressure just holds it on, but it does hold on well, it doesn't drop off. So it's just one of them things. If you've got a little tub, put all your add-on bits in, you can. and then you can have him going all looking awesome, as Heavy Arms is, because he's another one of my favourite Gundams. But hang on, his legs just come loose. There we go. But yeah, he is good. My legs on mine, even though he's assembled correctly, you know, not loose, but that one's a bit loose. It just likes to wiggle off, and I don't get why. It just falls off. But you know, it is what it is. But articulation we'll go on to. So arm can go all the way around. That can only go out that far, but it goes out enough for Heavy Arms. He has double elbow bend. And he does have a wrist that spins round, and he has the articulated knife. He does have full waist rotation. Other arms the same, obviously the same articulation even with the gun. He can do, if you push them out the way, not that you would, but they're articulated, you can move the size of the skirts, and you can do a default Van Damme and kick forward that far, and he can go back like I'm a little pretty girl, and does have thigh swivel, and he does have ankle rocker, and this does have toe pitch up and down same, and even this little sleeve here is articulated. And as I showed you earlier, you do have articulation on the rocket launchers. So it is a decent kit, and it's good. It's really good. But like I said, it comes with the extra hands, but you just have to chuck them out the way if you're not using them. And as I said, this is Heavy Arms next to 01. So you know what I mean? He's good. He's good, you know what I mean? He is very good. But he is definitely worth it. I mean, like I said, I wanted him really bad. I want the Shenlong now, I want the Sandrock, and I definitely want the Death Scythe. Not worried if I get the Hell version or the normal, but I definitely do. I did have, annoyingly, a few years back, the first ever one of these I bought was the Wing Zero version of this little beast. And I gave it to a friend because it was just sat on a shelf, and I know he was massively into it. And I did the kind thing at the time, but you know what? I wish I'd kept it, because now I'm collecting these. I'm going to end up having to spend that money again to buy it again, because I do love this version. I do love like the elegance of the wings, because it is the one used mostly through Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. But I do like the Wing Zero. Not so much the flight modes. I did like the look of the flight mode on this, but I can never work out how to do it. The instructions aren't very clear. But it's very good. It's very good. So I'm going to come back to my final thoughts, and then I'll let you know everything, pros and cons of this kit, and we'll round it all up in summary. See you in a minute. Hope you'll join me. Yeah.
A few moments later.
And welcome back. So time for my final thoughts. I'm going to sum it up because I don't want to drag it on any longer. Amazing kit. It was about £20, £23. Came with reasonably quick. It came within a few days. It was a UK based company, I do believe. He came. He's awesome. I love him to bits. As you can see, a little bit of vibration. It looks like he's strafing and shooting. My God, he's alive. He's alive. But he's good. But out of the two I have so far, the 01 Wing Gundam, I do love more. It's still always my favourite. This, and it comes in order. This one, Death Scythe, and then Heavy Arms were my favourite. You know what I mean? It was good. Like years ago, they did some action figures. Years and years ago, I was a kid. I was about 11 or 12. They did some action figures at about this size, and I had Heavy Arms and I had Sandrock. Grew up, had them in tubs, lost all the weapons. They ended up just going, unfortunately, to a relative's child, because I was like, well, I can't find half this, that, the other. They just looked at the single little robot, and I'm like, it's so much more. But you know, they're good bots, but they're worth the money. Definitely worth it. Kikatech, I think they're called. Check them out. They're on, just type it in on Google or any other search engine. Excuse me, had a bit of a yawn. But it's definitely worth it. I mean, I need to get some Leos to balance out the mix. Definitely gonna, but I'm gonna get the whole of the Mobile Suit Gundam wing. I'm gonna get all 5 of them, because I noticed that they've just released images of Shenlong is out. And then once I've got that, but definitely gonna try and get Order Death Scythe next, then Shenlong, and then it'll be Sandrock, because Sandrock wasn't really one of my favourites, because I just thought it was a bit of a boring one. Because apart from when he used a gun, I just thought, well, he just runs around with 2 massive blades, so he has to constantly get in close. Yes, he had a couple of weapons on him, built into him, like guns and stuff, but like the head cannons and stuff, you know what I mean? Similar bits and bobs, but it's not as good as some of the others. But definitely enjoy these, so I would recommend checking them out. So this has been John Bot Homer's Prime Reviews, reviewing the XXG-01 Gundam Heavy Arms from the gunpla. It's the 1144 scale kits. There's loads of them out there. Check them out. Stay kind to each other. This is John Bot Homer's Prime Reviews saying thanks for watching. Please take care till all toy lovers are one. Scooby-Doo.